Nice.
And welcome back to College Football Tradition. We're on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. My name is Bryan Partika. I'm joined alongside Jacob Van Ford, and we are here with our fathers, Rick Partika and John Vanderford. We got some stories to tell. We got the SEC's permanent rivalry schedule that just came out. And then we are going into week 5 of the college football season. Some great storylines that have jumped out at us. I know we want to talk about a couple different things, but we have I think my dad wanted to start with a current event. Did you want to start with a current event today?
Yeah, I want to talk about Big Noon sucks football. They have to announce their game like a week ahead of time. They're going to Illinois, who lost 66 to 10. Is that correct,
Yes.
Brian?
They got dismantled.
63 to 10, I think.
You
Yeah.
see, the Big Noon Kickoff is going to Illinois 63 to 10, and they're going to build it up like this is something big.
They're
Do they
playing
realize
USC this week.
that? Go ahead, Jake.
They're
Go
playing
ahead.
USC this week, right?
Yeah,
Dang.
they lost 63 to 10, and that's where
Yeah,
Big Noon Kickoff decided to go.
that's
Brian,
tough.
where else could they have gone? Brian, you know the schedule. Where else could they have gone?
Well, usually Big Noon, they go to a Big 12 game or a Big 10 game, right? Because
Yeah,
that's kind of their TV
yeah.
contract, and they stick within that, unlike ESPN. They could have gone to TCU, Arizona State. That's what they could have
Yeah.
gone to this weekend.
But
Undefeated TCU and 3-1 Arizona
that
State.
that's a 9 a.m. Arizona don't have daylight saving times. That's a 9 a.m. kickoff.
It's an 8 p.m. kickoff central.
No, they would have to move to noon.
That's true.
Are
Doesn't
they on?
Big Noon always have to have the kickoff,
Yeah,
right?
right.
I
Okay.
guess so, yeah.
Point for Dad.
So that's like the only 11 o'clock game that's like decent enough to cover, I feel like, though, right? Because that's a top 25 game.
Oh, I know.
I don't know how the whole scheduling works because there's also Indiana who beat Illinois traveling to Iowa, and that's an interesting game. That game's
Yeah.
on Peacock at 2:30. I don't know who got the bid on that game first.
Right.
Or even like Ohio State, Washington would be fun, I feel like.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, anything could have been better than
that would have
66
had to be
point
9 a.m. for sure.
Illinois. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things in there.
Okay, so now me and John are here to listen to you guys for a while to see. We want to find because we really, no offense, we really don't spend time listening to you guys. So, why don't you
Fair.
guys start your podcast and let's see what it's all about.
Okay, we could jump right into it. All right, Jacob, the SEC, they came out with their 3-6-6 scheduling model this past week. They're going to a 9-game conference schedule. They still have to play one Power 4 opponent out of conference, but now we know who the 3 mainstay rivalries are of all 16 teams in the SEC. So just to kind of pull some of those up, I'll pull that up for y'all right now so you could see who those protected rivalries are. For Alabama, we have Auburn, so protecting the Iron Bowl. We got Mississippi State and Tennessee. Arkansas, you can see they're protected for a lot of those Southwest Conference schools plus LSU. Auburn gets the schools that you would have thought their oldest rivalries with Alabama, Georgia, Vanderbilt. Florida gets Georgia, they get Kentucky, they get South Carolina, kind of sticking in that region. Georgia gets Auburn, they get Florida, South Carolina. I felt like that made sense. And then we could kind of go through here. Which ones to you, Jacob, kind of stuck out as like, this makes total sense? These 3 rivalries made a lot of sense for that team to get.
Well, I feel like geographically, Arkansas makes a lot of sense. I mean, you think about Arkansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Texas, Arkansas, LSU. I feel like those are pretty easily doable games for them to travel to, for them to play. Obviously, those 3 teams are typically a lot better than Arkansas, but Arkansas did just fire their coach Sam Pittman, so we'll see who they can get there. I think Auburn makes a lot of sense too. Like you got to play Alabama, you got to have the Iron Bowl every year. Georgia, Vanderbilt, those make some sense for Auburn for sure. LSU, I feel like they've always got to play Ole Miss and they've always got to play A&M. So throwing Arkansas in there, I think is pretty solid as well.
Yeah, they have Arkansas.
Obviously, Oklahoma and Texas got to have the Red River rivalry.
Yeah.
Um, And then Tennessee, I think that makes a lot of sense too, because obviously you've got your bordered Kentucky, and then you've got Alabama. The Tennessee Alabama game always goes crazy. I feel like whether it's in Knoxville, with the checkered stands and the fans and Rocky Top going crazy, or down in Tuscaloosa as well. And then Vanderbilt, obviously you've got the in-state Tennessee rivalry there too. So I feel like those are some of the teams that really stand out to me.
Yeah, I think for me, it's Texas. Texas is by far my favorite because they get Arkansas and they get Texas A&M, so protecting those old Southwest Conference rivalry games, and then you get Oklahoma, the Red River. So that's my favorite like trio of
Mhm.
teams. I also really like Missouri's because they protect that Arkansas game that they've kind of had like a border war for a while now. They get Oklahoma, that old Big Eight rivalry, and they get Texas A&M. So we're keeping a lot of that region of the SEC kind of together. So I really, really appreciate that. One of the rivalries that is protected in here that people had some concerns with was Alabama and Mississippi State. They were like, well, why is Alabama and Mississippi State protected, but not Alabama LSU, which has been a great rivalry over the past probably 20 years, really during the Nick Saban era of both of those programs. For those of you who don't know, Alabama and Mississippi State are the longest continuously played rivalry series in the SEC. Alabama and Mississippi State are the closest two SEC schools to each other as well. So protecting that game made a lot of sense. And I think that a lot of Crimson Tide fans would have had a problem if their protected rivalries were Auburn, LSU, and Tennessee, because those are some big time programs. So when I'm looking at all 16 schedules, everybody gets one of either Mississippi State or Vanderbilt or Missouri or Kentucky or South Carolina. So everybody gets one of, I don't want to say like the cupcakes, but nobody has like three juggernauts.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, and right now I'm reading this athletic article posted by Scott Docterman, and he's just kind of writing out all of the rivalries that have sort of gone away or aren't those protected rivalries that we see on the screen here. And the top three are just like kind of mind-boggling to me because, like, for your college football fans, these are the go-to rivalries that you look for on a Saturday. You're getting pumped for, that 7 o'clock game with Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson. Like these are the games that you want to watch. And so those are like Alabama, LSU, Tennessee, Florida, and Alabama, Georgia. And it's kind of like surprising to me that Alabama doesn't have Georgia. They don't have LSU in there. And you're saying, yeah, like I agree with you. Like Mississippi State, Tennessee, like those are good. I obviously like the Tennessee Alabama game, and you got to have Auburn, but it's just surprising to me that Georgia and LSU aren't above a Mississippi State.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, Dad,
Um,
I'm curious. I want to ask you, after like having played, because okay, for the listeners out there, my dad was in the marching band from 89 to 93, I think. Is that right?
Right, right.
Okay, nice. And you played a lot of these teams that were like Nebraska played a lot of these teams that were in like the Big 12 back then. So like, how do you feel about some of these teams like Missouri and A&M and some of these teams that are in the SEC now?
Oh, I know what you mean. Okay, so first of all, I can't believe that you guys know all this stuff. I'm just sitting here,
We
I'm
always
just sitting, I'm like amazed at what you guys know. It's like I'm going to a high level class in sports. So
Brian could be a professor, I think,
I know
in
I'm just sitting here
football.
learning a lot from you guys, so that's really cool. But yeah, I sometimes have a little bit of an issue with Missouri being in the SEC. It's a little weird to see Oklahoma in the SEC for me, because, I can remember back to the Big Eight, when Oklahoma, Missouri was, I believe, in the Big Eight. And so, that was more of a regional conference. And now, these conferences are just, you guys have probably talked about this a million times over, but
yes,
just
they did.
conferences are just very strange now. How UCLA is in the Big Ten, it just seems like it's different. It's very different for me.
Hmm.
yeah.
I feel like the
Yeah,
whole college football landscape is it's just changed so much. And I feel like I talk about this every week, but I'm like, I wish we didn't have the NIL, which we didn't have transfer portal, but like the coaches that we're seeing firing, maybe we can transition into like Mike Gundy here soon. Um, but I feel like some of these coaches, like you talk about like Mike Gundy, talk about Dabo Sweeney, they're not adjusting to NIL or the transfer portal. Like
Is
the
that what's
whole
going on? Is that what's going on? That's what I was wondering. Is that
Pretty
kind
much, yeah.
of
Mike Gundy just got fired. Sam Pittman just got fired from Arkansas, and a lot of it, I mean, just their losing records have had to do with not adjusting to the landscape. In my personal opinion,
Hmm.
um, yeah. So I don't know. It's just it's. I wish that we could go back to when you were in the marching band at Nebraska and see Missouri and Oklahoma play in the Big 12, Big 8. Those were the days.
that would be fun to go back to those band days for sure.
Yeah.
One thing, as we talk about it, is when I see that there's 16 teams in this SEC, at least they're doing the schedule in the right way. The 3-6-6 model, like you'll play these three teams every year, but you'll see everybody else home and away in a 4-year time span. So Alabama, although you're not going to see Georgia every year, you're going to see them every other year. So that's pretty good. Yeah.
Brian,
Even
What's
you had
up?
to guess when they made everything right. You're playing this guy, to make everything right. There's one matchup that was like, okay, this was the leftover. This was the leftover that we just have to make them play. I see it.
I
What do
see
you,
it too. In my opinion, it's Oklahoma and Ole Miss.
that me too. That was I was going to say it.
Yeah.
Oklahoma
That's
and
such
Ole
a
Miss.
weird matchup.
They were like the last two left over, and it's like, wow, okay,
Yeah, I don't understand that one. For Ole Miss, I understand LSU and obviously the Egg Bowl, but for like it doesn't make sense to keep that with Oklahoma.
yeah.
I just don't understand that. So
It
Why didn't they do like Oklahoma, Arkansas or something like that?
Well, I think when you try to pair everybody up, and you're going to have one bastard game, right?
Yeah.
kind of like
And that was
Alabama.
it. And and if me and John were not on this call tonight, you guys may never have realized this, but
That's
we
true.
are bringing light to all this. So
It's the Dadcast.
the Dadcast.
The dad.
So
But and another thing with
can we move off SEC?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna move off it. I mean, because outside of the 9-game conference schedule, these teams still have to play another Power Four opponent. So
Yes.
Oklahoma, bring back Bedlam, and especially because now we don't have Mike Gundy in Stillwater anymore. He got fired this past week after
Yeah.
losing to Tulsa of all teams. From
I
Yeah.
have them in my fantasy.
Yes.
you do.
Yes.
Tulsa's one of your good
We
teams in your
saw.
fantasy.
We saw.
I predicted it.
You predicted it.
Oh
You're
my
like
goodness.
they're gonna beat Mike Gundy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like after the Oregon game, it was a drubbing in Eugene, and after losing to Tulsa, it was time. After a 3-9 campaign last year, with how many
Yeah.
guys they had returning to that team last season, it was just time for him to go. And it's a new
Yeah.
era in the Big 12. You see a lot of young coaches, a lot of up and coming coaches, and he's kind of just fell off to the wayside. I think he had a phenomenal career in Stillwater. People
Mhm.
still are going to talk about that 2011 team getting screwed in a way out of the BCS national championship. They were 11-1 and lost to Iowa State in close one, and
Mhm.
instead the BCS chose a rematch of Alabama LSU. So that's kind of where it ended up. But that was kind of his best team, and he had some good players. He was always competitive. I mean, just a phenomenal coach, and led the Big 12 for a long time in a lot of different ways.
Well, I've got some of his stats pulled up
What do
for
you
those
got?
that aren't aware of Mike Gundy's legendary career at Oklahoma State. So he started out as a wide receivers coach back in 1990, and he also played quarterback at Oklahoma State. So that's his alma mater, 1986 to 1989. And then he just started right away coaching at Oklahoma State, hopped over to Baylor, Maryland in the late 1990s, 2000s. And then he came back to Oklahoma State, was assistant head coach, and then became the head coach from 2005 to 2025. Now, during that time as head coach, he was 170 and 90, which is an insane record. Like you think about some coaches that are still fighting to get over that 500 hump. And he also was in bowl games 12 and 6. So won double the amount of games in the bowl games. He was Big 12 champ 2011. He was coach of the year 3 times in the Big 12, and also Bear Bryant coach of the year in 2011, the year that Bryan referred to with that setback where they totally got screwed and then they should have been in the BCS. But yeah, I mean, great career by Mike Gundy. Dad, do you have any remembrances of Mike Gundy? I mean, probably the "I'm a man, I'm 40" quote for sure.
There were some people that were actually playing that today
Oh, really?
in the here at work, and just kind of reminiscing about that. Yeah, I totally remember the, the "I'm a man, I'm 40" thing. That was, in some ways though, he was kind of trying to stand up for his players, and I kind of understood that too. So it was kind of one of those deals. And, I kind of think about, is this like the golden age of coaches, kind of disappearing now? You think about Saban is not here anymore, and Tressel and Harbaugh, and of course Tom Osborne. That's been a long time ago, but Bob Stoops and all these names are kind of gone now. Who are going to be the new coaches that kind of you really follow?
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's a great question.
Yeah, I think we
I
think
don't
of
know. I
like
feel like people would have
Dillingham.
said like Lincoln Riley earlier on in the Oklahoma days as he was sort of up and coming. A lot of people were like, "Oh, he's a young coach. He's going to be around for a long time." And then USC's kind of dipped, but I mean, he always had those Heisman candidates. They were always in the thick of it at Oklahoma and with the playoffs and BCS and all of that stuff. So I feel like that's a name that some people might think of as a younger up and coming coach, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think there's, as I think about it, there's probably a lot of names out there still, that people will follow, and there'll be some new ones coming up.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think Kenny Dillingham at
Oh,
Arizona State's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, when I think like SEC, I still have hope in Kalen DeBoer. I still think Kirby's the man there. And I think Brian Kelly has done a nice job throughout his career of being a consistent winner. So he's just like wins everywhere he goes. Doesn't win the big one, but he wins a lot of games. That man has so many 10-win seasons under his belt, has Heisman Trophy winner under his belt. So he's had a phenomenal career. So we have a lot of those guys in that tier of like they've been there, they've been around a while, like the Lincoln Rileys, the Kellys, the Kalins of the world, but they haven't reached that Ryan Day, Kirby Smart status. And those are the numbers 1 and 2 right there. Those are the guys who are
Yeah.
always in it. I can't picture a world where Ohio State or Georgia doesn't make the playoff. So that would just be baffling to me. Even in a year like this where we're not talking about Georgia as much yet, like I still would have a hard time, with that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Rick? Do you have any coaches that you're like, oh, these are the golden age coaches of today?
well, let's see. John Heacock, Iowa State defensive coordinator.
You know what? He
He
gets
he
brought up
gets
more than
more
any DC in the country.
he gets more airtime than anybody. Oh, that John Heacock defense. That John Heacock defense. What's up with that?
I
These
don't
guys are
know.
in love with him?
I don't know because like he also has a ton of games where like Iowa State's gotten their doors blown off in his career.
I know. But they keep talking about, are they undefeated still, Brian?
Uh huh. Yeah.
Are they
Yeah.
ranked?
Yeah. They're ranked, I think, 14.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Well, yeah, 14.
So they passed Illinois.
Yes. Who for some reason is still ranked.
No.
Oh
No.
yeah. Oh yeah. They're ranked
No.
23.
Okay. College football tradition. You gotta put this to an end right now. You gotta bury that.
We have to have our own rankings, Jacob.
Yeah, we do. We really do. We need to come up with a ranking like every week for the AP poll.
I would love to come up with like a system where it's like fluid because after the first couple weeks it would have been like I would have had South Florida at number one, like
Hmm.
been like this is the most impressive team so far. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
why isn't it fluid? It all should be
Yeah.
fluid.
Yeah. Where's TCU this week?
24,
Yeah.
23.
Okay. Okay.
25 in the coaches poll.
There you
Okay.
go. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. But
um,
but Illinois is still ahead of them.
Yeah.
yeah.
Blown
How
out of the
did
water by
Brian,
Fernando
how did
Mendoza.
he even get to number 9?
They were
Tell me what
hyped in
happened.
the AP poll is all about status from the year before, right? It's the reason BYU won a national title in 1984. It's because they beat a
Yeah.
number 3 Pitt team who was good going
Yeah.
into that game from years prior. BYU beat
Yeah.
Pitt. BYU gets ranked very highly. They got ranked in the mid-teens, and they just
Yeah.
slowly moved up. That WAC team, they just slowly moved up, and then
Yeah.
they became number 1, and everybody else kept losing. But that Pitt
John, we're
team
talking about
ended up
1983. If John didn't know what we were talking about.
oh
Right? 1983, Brian?
was it 83?
What year was that?
I think it was 84.
84? 84? Okay.
Yeah.
Would have been
Yeah.
84.
Lavelle Edwards. Yes. Yeah.
Speaking of
Yeah.
dates, Brian, I feel like we need to get back to our history of college football
I know.
series. Rick and John, have
Yeah.
you listened to any of those?
Yes. Yeah. When I'm traveling, we put them
Yeah, we're
on.
in the 1800s right
We
now.
put them on.
Correct.
Yes.
18
You haven't made it.
1890s.
90? Yeah.
Yeah. 1890s.
Oh wow. Wow. Oh wow. We're almost
Getting
near
close to
the 20th
1900s.
century. It's
Yeah.
near 20th century.
We're getting there.
Anyway, we digress. We should probably keep it rolling.
Oh, yes, please.
Well, let's jump into some of the games this week. We like to talk about some of the teams that are ranked, or even some of the teams that are
Yes.
on the outside looking in. We
Yes.
love to talk about the teams that we think deserve to be ranked as well, and the games that they have coming up. One game Friday night that interests me. We will get to TCU, Arizona State, but the other one is just as interesting. It's Florida State. They're 3-0. They're traveling to Charlottesville, Virginia, to take on the 3-1 Cavaliers. Virginia quarterback Chandler Morris. He was previously at UNT last year. He was the nation's leading passer last year, and this season he's picked up right where he left off. He's already over 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, only 1 pick. He is their offense, and he gets the ball moving. So this Virginia team really,
Who they
really
lose
solid
to?
on
Brian,
offense.
who they lose to this year?
NC State. It was a 35-31, I believe, in week 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I really, really like this team. I mean, they also have a really good kind of like running back tandem. They're really good on the ground. This is a trap game for Florida State. They are only 6.5-point favorites in this one. This is tough.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I want to talk about Chandler Morris, the quarterback of Virginia, because I mean, people thought he was dead in the water. Like when he was at Oklahoma, at TCU, people just despised him. Like they didn't think he was any good. They wanted to just throw him in the trash. And then he goes to UNT, University of North Texas, has 4,000 plus passing yards. I think did he lead? You said he led the NCAA in passing yards, or was he like top three?
I think he led in the FBS in passing yards. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was like him and Josh Hoover and somebody else. But then going to Virginia now, I mean, Virginia has never been a strong ACC football team in my recollection. And now, I mean, they're 3-1, pretty solid start to the year. So, I mean, I feel like this will be a closer game than people expect. But Florida State is a really good team this year, especially with Tony White coming over from Nebraska, defensive coordinator. Got that strong defensive line. Secondary is always solid. And then obviously Castellanos at quarterback always keeps the defense on their toes too.
Yeah, this is a really interesting game in the ACC for sure. In the other game Friday night, TCU at Arizona State. TCU coming off a huge Iron Skillet win. That won the final Iron Skillet for a while, and they traveled to a really tough Arizona State team who I know they had the slip up at Mississippi State. That game, kind of got out of their hand a little bit late. I think they should have won. But they didn't close the door on the Bulldogs in that one. So this one's a really tight Big 12 matchup. Arizona State opened not as the favorite, but now they are 3.5 points. So what do you think about this one, Jacob, going in?
I thought these two teams at the beginning of the year, I predicted that these two teams would be sort of at the top of the conference, just based off of Arizona State's season last year, getting into the college football playoff. They were the number 4 seed in the playoff. They had Scattaboo at running back who's lighting it up in the NFL. If anybody saw the Chiefs-Giants game, I mean, he was their whole offense for the Giants. But this year, Arizona State just doesn't really have a running back to rely on. And now they're relying a lot on Sam Leavitt, their quarterback, who a lot of people think that is one of the best quarterbacks in the country. He's able to run it, got the dual threat caliber with his legs, can throw it through the air. They got Jordan Tyson, who Bryan just told me before the podcast started that Sonny Dykes, the TCU coach, said is the one of the best receivers he's seen just in the country this year. So I feel like it'll be a tough matchup for the defense for TCU specifically. They have a pretty solid defensive secondary. They got Jamel Johnson, who had 2 picks last week. They have Devin Deal on the defensive line at D end who can rush the passer.
He was
But I mean,
great. He was phenomenal
he
too.
was. But like across the board, I'm still skeptical on TCU's defense. Like year in and year out, they can't seem to stop the run as much as they should. They gave up, I mean, 21 points to Abilene Christian, which I get they had their second string, third string defense in, but still, like, you shouldn't give up 21 points to Abilene Christian. I don't know. So it's like they played well against North Carolina. I'll give them that. But this is going to be another test, especially there in Phoenix and Tempe playing Arizona State, who definitely can light it up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, one thing about Sonny Dykes' TCU teams over the years is that they love to take chances on defense. Like, I think that they took chances in that Michigan game when they beat them in the playoff. I think they took interesting blitz patterns against SMU, and it kind of bit them a few times. Like, Kevin Jennings played really phenomenal in that game, I thought, for SMU, even in the loss. Like, so for TCU, they love to take chances. They have so many stars to me on their defense with Bud Clark. He's in his 4th year of being a starter, of a big time player there. And like you said, Jamal Johnson, the Deal brothers, like they are very talented defensively. And I think when you're playing this style of defense where you take different blitz patterns, where you're rushing safeties, like you're going to get a lot of interceptions like they do have so far this year, but you're also going to let up some points in some interesting areas. And I think Sonny Dykes is okay with it. I just hope that going into the Sun Devils and going into Dillingham and what they could dice up on offense, I hope that it doesn't bite them at least too many times.
Wait, Rick and John, what do you think of? I mean, you've probably watched a lot of TCU games this year. So what do you think of the TCU team? And I mean, do you think they're going to have a big test against Arizona State this week?
I think they're going to do fine. I think Arizona State's off from last year, right, Bryan? They're not what they were last year.
Well, they returned a ton of talent, especially on the offensive line. I thought,
They haven't showed it, though.
They haven't really showed it so far this year.
Losing to Mississippi State is pretty embarrassing, too.
Yeah. Well, Mississippi State's undefeated.
Bryan, what time is that game Saturday night? What time is that game?
Well, it's Friday night.
Oh, it's Friday. Oh, wow. What time? 9 o'clock, right?
9 o'clock. Yep.
Wow. Okay.
Give me TCU money line, Virginia money line parlay.
I don't know what you're talking about. Don't know what you're talking about.
Brian's a sports bettor.
Don't know
John, what do you think about TCU so far this year?
Oh, I really enjoy them. I think of course, I think they're better than they were last year. I think Josh Hoover is a really nice quarterback. I really feel like he's sort of a complete player. I think he can play. He can obviously throw. He can run when he needs to, and I really like that. I always feel like the one-dimensional quarterback can be stopped, and I always feel that, since he can run a little bit, that gives it a little bit of another dimension, which I think is good. So I really think TCU looks really good. They play really well. I do wonder about some of the points that were given up in Abilene Christian in that game. But again, like you said, they had their second string in. I don't know. I think TCU might win by 10.
Oh, okay. You got
That's
a prediction already out there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a solid pick.
Bryan, what's the line at? Not that we bet.
ASU minus 3.5.
Oh, favorite. Oh, okay. Okay.
My thing about TCU is like I think they could rise up in the rankings, but they don't play anybody that's gonna be up there in the rankings like throughout the rest of the year. I mean, Iowa State is the only game that they play that's, I mean, gonna be.
But there's not an easy game. There's not an easy game, Bryan, right?
Don't they play BYU?
They played BYU. They played BYU, but I'm still not super sold on BYU.
No easy games.
Yeah, I mean, I was worried about Kansas State, but I mean, Kansas State is having a bad year.
That makes me worry about them more.
That's true. I mean, Avery Johnson is still there.
Yeah.
So He can cause some problems.
Yeah,
Yeah. Not to segue into the Cleveland Browns, but
do it.
they will crush Detroit. Only because Detroit beat Baltimore.
Then I'm
Browns had a big
They
game
will
this week.
crush Detroit.
They beat the Packers.
yeah.
Yeah, they will crush Detroit because Detroit beat Baltimore. Makes no sense, but that's the NFL.
Yeah, it's the
College is
NFL.
more predictable.
Well, even Houston on their schedule too, like Connor Wegman's a great quarterback, and I mean they showed that they absolutely killed Colorado in that game. So I'm like, that's no easy path for them either.
Yeah, it's not. No. I want to make sure we get to some other games on Saturday. We probably have time for two more before pick 'em.
Yeah.
Ohio State traveling to Washington. I know we wanted to talk a little bit about that. Damon Williams, the quarterback at Washington. Both teams coming in 3-0. Both teams coming in very powerful on offense, and that line has dropped from Ohio State minus 13.5 to Ohio State minus 7.5. People are getting worried in Columbus for that game in Seattle. Jacob,
What
what's
time
your
is that
take on
game,
this?
Brian?
It's a 3:30 Eastern.
Okay, it's on CBS probably.
Yes, it is.
CBS grabbed it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
It's in Seattle too. So Ohio State's got to travel. Washington is one of my favorite teams this year. Like a lot of people aren't talking about them, and that's right where Jed Fish wants them, their head coach. Jed Fish comes from an NFL background. He was, I believe, special teams for the Patriots. He always had some good special teams units there. Coming into college, played coached at Arizona. If people remember, Arizona was great when he was the head coach. They had Tetairoa McMillan at wide receivers playing well in the NFL for the Panthers. Noah Fafita, who's still tearing it up for Arizona this year. And now at Washington, you've got Damon Williams, who is Kyler Murray 2.0, in my opinion. The way he's able to just, I don't know, jitter around the field. He's like Ant-Man out there. I feel like he's just super twitchy. He's able to run. He's able to pass through the air. They've got Denzel Boston, who I believe is one of the best wide receivers in the country this year. He'll probably go top 15 in the draft. And then you've got Jonah Coleman, who, in my opinion, is the best running back in college football this year. And that might be a hot take, but that's my hot take. So they've got three of the best position players at their positions in the country. My only worry is their offensive line going to be able to stop the Ohio State defensive line? And will Ohio State, I mean, I think they're probably going to be able to shut down some of the Washington attack through the air with their secondary. I think it's going to be a bit of a shootout, and I think Ohio State ultimately wins, but I think it's going to be closer than people expect.
Ooh, the over-under is at 52.5. You taking the over or under?
John, no, John. How does Jacob know all this?
How does Jacob know all this?
This is sick.
That was really good. That was good.
No, you're right. I just think it's, I don't know. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Wait,
what
Dad,
these guys know.
didn't you say, like, growing up, or maybe it was Mom that said this, but like I could name all the mascots of all the like you guys would quiz me and I would be able to name every single mascot.
Totally. You could remember all mascots. I remember that you even knew what Fordham's mascot was.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
the Rams.
And what are they?
The Rams.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, all of those really obscure places. You knew all of those.
Yeah, it makes no sense. I don't know.
That's got to be that's part of your college football tradition, Brian, an episode where we quiz him. We come up with a quiz.
Like 100 teams and see how many I get.
We come up with a quiz, Brian.
I love it. We're going to go through every FCS school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it.
FCS.
Yeah. We'll come up with the 10 toughest ones.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that's what
I
we'll
bet
do.
you, Jacob, you'd know 7 out of the 10, maybe, of the really hardest ones. I bet you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I bet you get
Potentially.
70% or more.
Yes.
Dang, that's a good bet. Are we taking the over or the under on that, guys?
And Brian, we'll have an odds board. We'll take bets.
And we'll take that.
Okay. All right, I'm excited for this episode.
That's going to be
with
hilarious.
all the people that watch the podcast. So we'll take 5-6 bets, whatever it is.
Wait, Brian, I feel like there's a couple other games that we should talk about quickly, right? Like we got
Yes,
LSU,
We're running out of time, guys.
Let's
we
talk
got
about
Oregon and Penn State. We got Alabama, Georgia. Like these games are
let's
right.
get to I was so caught up in everything. Oregon Penn State whiteout game, 6:30 p.m. Central, 7:30 Eastern on NBC. Penn State 3.5 point favorite. We got Drew Aller, Dante Moore. This one is going to be fun. What do we think of a Big Ten title game rematch in Happy Valley?
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a tough game. A lot of people discounted Oregon this year. Dante Moore at quarterback coming in from UCLA, just passing the heck out of the ball this year. He's got a lot of great wide receivers outside, running backs, got a stable there as well. But I'm going to Penn State with their running backs. I always call them the two-headed monster. You got Katron Allen. You got Nick Singleton. I feel like both of them are going to eclipse 1,000 yards this year on the run. And then Drew Aller, I mean, I feel like he's not been able to do much through the air this year, and I feel like they're going to need him to be able to throw the ball this year. They don't have Tyler Warren, their tight end that went top 15, top 12, I think, to the Colts. And so, I mean, they're going to rely on their tight ends. They're going to have to. And I think Oregon, I mean, it's at Penn State, so I'm nervous about it. I think Penn State will ultimately win, but I feel like Oregon is definitely going to keep it close. It's probably going to come down to a field goal.
Yeah, I think it'll be really close as well. Dante Moore has been this is a guy who waited his turn. He transferred over to Oregon knowing he was going to sit behind Dylan Gabriel last year. He learned the offense, he understood the assignment, and this year he's reaping the rewards. He almost passed for 1,000 yards. He has 11 touchdowns, only threw one pick, but this is the most impressive thing. He's only getting sacked one time.
Mm-hmm.
So this Oregon offensive line is protecting him, and they're going up against the best defensive line that they will face probably all year, and that includes if they make the postseason. So I think Penn State has their work cut out for them because he knows how to release the ball. He knows where to kind of look for his second and third options after the first option. So I'm really excited to watch this one. And I'm excited to watch Jacorian Moore, their wide receiver, but they disperse the ball a lot. They disperse the ball to their tight ends, to the backs. So I think that this is going to be the premier game and probably is going to decide one of the teams playing in the Big Ten championship.
I'll open this to Rick and John. I'm curious. Y'all know James Franklin, coach for Penn State. If he loses another big game like this to Oregon, I feel like he's just never been able to get over the hump, whether that's in the play. I mean, he won a couple playoff games last year. I'll give him that. But I mean, granted, it was against like Boise State. So I feel like this is the year, like this is the team where they can win a national championship with the pieces that they have. And if they lose to a team like Oregon, if they lose another game along the way, like, is this the last year for James Franklin in Happy Valley?
I mean,
Go.
and I might have to talk a little low here because they're doing something here in the newsroom, but
That's okay.
um, I don't know how you stop Oregon. I mean, I feel like Penn State. I just feel like Oregon is like unstoppable. But maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know what I've seen. Maybe they've just played teams that aren't as good or what. But I just feel like I hope in some ways that Penn State wins because I like James Franklin. I like the coach there at Penn State. I hate to see another coach go under,
Hmm.
and when if they get rid of him, I mean,
Like, who are they going to get?
what do they? Yeah, that's my problem when they get rid of these guys.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? Where do they go?
Right.
I mean, they should stick with
Exactly.
their guy.
Exactly. Who do they got? Who's going to take over? Like even Ryan Day when he lost to Michigan again
Yeah.
last year,
People were calling for his head after that game.
he was still the second winningest college football coach in history. The second
Yes.
winningest.
Yes.
Then he wins the national championship. Okay. Okay. So same with Franklin. I mean, he's got a great winning percentage. Just like I hate the Steelers. I hate the Pittsburgh Steelers, but let's admit it.
Yeah, yeah,
Their coach is awesome.
He's a winner.
Their fans hate him
They
because
do.
he's only won one Super Bowl.
Yep. They don't. As formerly living
He's
in
never had a
Pittsburgh,
losing
Bryan.
season.
Yeah,
Right.
never's had a losing season.
As
I
a
would
Browns
love
fan, I would love a
I would
coach
take that.
to have one winning season. So Franklin he'll be safe. He'll
Yeah.
be safe.
Yeah,
I mean, considering what he came after, he'll be very, very safe.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, so we got that one on deck. The other big game of the day is the night game, the Alabama Georgia game. This one has been played for national titles, SEC titles, but we rarely see it in the regular season. Obviously, we will more going forward as we talk about the SEC schedule and what that's going to look like going forward. But Alabama travels to Georgia. Georgia opens as a 3.5 point favorite. I really like Ty Simpson at quarterback for Alabama. He did not play well in the Florida State game, didn't throw a pick. He still hasn't thrown a pick all year, actually, but he didn't play well that game, but he has been deadly accurate since that game. I think he's been, as far as quarterbacks go in the Power Four, one of the most accurate in the entire country. Very impressive. I'm very impressed with their wide receivers. Georgia coming off a big win against Tennessee. We saw Brock play pretty well, and I'm just excited for this one. This one will probably be for, like the Oregon Penn State game, a spot for that SEC title game.
right. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about Ty Simpson and that first game against Florida State. I think it was some just first game jitters. Because I mean, he missed on 20 passes. He was 23 or 43. Still threw over 200 yards and had 2 touchdowns. And then the next couple games, I mean, he missed on maybe 5, 6 passes each game. That completion percentage went up. He still threw over 200 yards. He had multiple touchdowns in those games. So I feel like people in Tuscaloosa were really discounting Ty Simpson, and now they're loving him because he's winning these games. Their defense is solid. They've got some playmakers like Ryan Williams on the outside, a wide receiver. But I feel like this Georgia team, Georgia's just like, I feel like always on another level where they've just got all these athletes around the field. Their defensive line looks different. They're huge. They're fast. That's the difference with a lot of these football teams that play is like your top 5 teams have got these trenches that are just like jacked of these guys are just huge, like 300 pounds, 6'5", get to the quarterback, are twitchy, like, and that's what Georgia has. And year in and year out, Kirby Smart knows how to coach that defense, obviously being the defensive coordinator at Alabama under Nick Saban. But my only issue with Georgia is I'm not sold on Gunnar Stockton at quarterback yet. I don't know if he can run the ball, he can throw it a little bit, but he just hasn't really had that big game quite yet. And I think this game against Georgia could be, or this game against Alabama could be his time to shine and show what he can really do.
For sure. Dads, what do you guys think?
SEC football, nah, I ain't gonna talk. No comment.
Rick passes.
Rick
John.
doesn't like the SEC. That's fair.
I probably would have to say I'm kind of amazed by Alabama maybe not being at the level that you think they're going to be at.
Yeah.
But I think maybe I kind of think they're going to just keep rising as the season goes on. And Georgia, they're always really good. So it'll be a good game to watch, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
absolutely.
like George has been really good lately. But don't forget, a few years back, Clemson was really good.
Yeah.
It went down.
Yeah.
This could be Georgia's dip, and Alabama can come back. They've
True.
been down. Never
Yeah.
know.
Never
It is.
know.
We'll see.
Yeah. It's hard to think, when I'm looking at all these teams' records that Clemson already has 3 losses under their belt. Crazy.
Like,
Yeah.
how do
The
you
team,
how do you lose to Syracuse? And the way they did, I mean, they lost by 20
Yeah, no.
points.
how do you lose to any of the teams they lost to? Even LSU.
Like Troy, they were down 16-0 at halftime. Like,
That's
Yeah.
their resume. Comeback win against Troy. Yes.
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. They returned the most production in FBS, and this is how they start. Absolutely astonishing.
We talked about it at the beginning of the year, Brian. We thought
Yeah.
Clemson would be in the title contention, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is no longer even a playoff team. I mean, they're
No,
0-2
no,
SEC,
no,
0-2 in the ACC.
no.
Yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
they're-
Looking forward, let's do a pick 'em. Okay. So
Yeah.
what we
Dads,
do
pick
here,
'em.
dads, we go through the ranked games. And if Jacob, feel free to throw in any unranked games if you so choose too. But I'm just going through teams that are ranked playing this week and what we think the outcome's going to be. So let's start Friday night. Florida State at Virginia. I am going to go, because I'm going to do this. I'm going to actually do this. I'm going to go Chandler Morris, Virginia.
Wow.
Big upset against the Seminoles.
Wow.
Me too. Me too.
Oh,
Rick is too.
Me too.
Wow. I'm
I'm
going to do
doing
like Corso and say, not so fast, my friends. And I'm going to say
it. Okay.
Florida State, number 8 in the country. They're going to keep rising. They're going to be
That's
in the
so
college football
bad.
playoff. I got to keep the train rolling.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm probably with you. I probably have to go with Florida State.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Vanderford's versus Partikas on that one.
V
Let's
versus
go.
P.
TCU number 24 traveling to Arizona State, who is a 3.5 point favorite. Who do we got? I am going to take TCU in this one, and I am going to parlay those two on Friday night. I'm going to wake up Saturday morning a winner.
TCU, yes.
Go Frogs. TCU.
Oh,
No.
for sure. I'm going TCU as well.
Or
Yeah.
Froggies. All right,
Yep.
number 16, Georgia Tech traveling to Wake Forest.
Well, I got to pick Georgia Tech because they're on my fantasy team. And Dad, I don't know if you know this, but Rick, Bryan, and I, Bryan's friends, family, we all have a college football fantasy league where we all pick teams, and we had to pick a team from each conference. And Georgia Tech was my team this year from the ACC. That I'm like, they're going to make some noise. Haynes King for Heisman. Like, I think he's going to be in New York at the end of the year. Their
Yeah,
schedule, they don't have a lot. I
right.
mean, they don't have many teams that they're playing that are ranked. They play like Virginia Tech and Duke and Syracuse. Like they're only ranked games at the end of the year against Georgia, which they went into 9 overtimes last year.
Right.
And that could happen again. So I'm going with Georgia Tech. Wake Forest. I mean, I think Jake Dickert's a good coach. I think they'll get better as the years go on, but I got to go Georgia Tech here.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I'm going Georgia Tech, but I was just shaking my head because I didn't realize that Notre Dame was in the ACC. Is that true?
Well, for all other sports, yeah, independent.
Yeah, they're still independent for football. Yeah.
Oh, okay, but they're okay, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, Georgia Tech.
Hey, Dad, Georgia T.
Georgia Tech.
All right, cool. I am as well, although I do think that they tend to play down to competition under Brent Key when it comes to those unranked matchups. Traveling on speed round, number 21 USC traveling to number 23 YU, still ranked Illinois. I'm going to go with USC. Trojans take this one.
Nope. I'm different. Illinois is going to take this.
Wow,
They're
you
going
were
to
hating on Illinois all podcast.
they're going to redemption from last week. Illinois is going to win this.
That is so surprising. I thought you were
Yeah.
gonna just hate on Illinois all pick.
Nope. Nope.
Wow.
Nope. Nope.
USC, I got Mayava and I got Makai Lemon. They're gonna have big games.
Oh, I'm with Rick. I'm going to say Illinois.
There you
Wow.
go. Good guy.
Fathers
That's a
versus
I
good
think they're
guy.
still a good team.
Yes.
Okay. Well, all right. Two
I
interesting.
thought this was a speed round, Brian. Where are you going?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Number
yeah.
22, why are you still ranked? Notre Dame traveling to Arkansas. I'm going to take Arkansas. I like Taylon Green. I think he's the most athletic quarterback in the SEC.
Yeah.
I think he's going to win this one. I think they're going to win.
Rick?
Okay, I'm going to take Notre Dame.
Yeah, me too.
I got to believe Notre Dame's got to come through finally.
They've
Yeah.
got to turn it around a little more. Yeah, I think
Yes.
Notre Dame too. Yep.
Yes. Speed
Next game,
round.
Brian.
Jacob, who'd you get?
I picked Notre Dame.
Okay. All right. Utah State traveling to Vanderbilt.
Yeah, Vanderford.
Anybody taking
Let's go.
Utah State is a better question.
Who's ranked that you're picking this game?
Vanderbilt's 8. They're 4-0. I'm number 18.
Really?
Yeah, they beat who they beat? South Carolina.
South Carolina. Yeah.
Oh, I'll take Vanderbilt. I'm on it.
Okay.
Fun fact, when I played baseball in high school, they called me Jacob Commodore because everybody thought that my last name was Vanderbilt. So I got to go with the Commodores and take Vanderbilt, number 18. They're going to go places this year.
Okay.
I like Vanderbilt.
I do too. Diego's the man. I think he's bringing them to the land. Ohio State traveling to Washington. I'm going to take the Buckeyes still, but I think under 52.5.
Ohio State.
Oh man. I'm gonna take an upset, Brian. And I know Brian and Rick are gonna hate me for this being from Ohio,
No.
but I'm gonna
no.
take Washington.
No.
I'm gonna take Washington because I like them a lot, and I feel like they're gonna take the college football landscape by storm.
I like Washington, but I think Ohio State is going to win.
Okay, nice.
Fair.
The Ohio State. Jacob, you're on the outside on that one.
That's
Number,
okay.
this is an interesting one. Number 4, LSU traveling to Oxford. Number 13, Ole Miss, who is favorited by 1.5 points. I am still going to go with LSU. I still believe in them over what I am seeing
Yeah.
from Ole Miss so far this year. LSU's look sloppy at times. I know that the offensive line suspect at best, but I still think that
LSU.
they're the
I'm
team.
going to LSU too.
Yeah, I got LSU in my fantasy league as well. Got to take Nussmeier. I got LSU too.
Yep, me too. Me too.
Nice. Okay, Auburn just fell outside the top 25, traveling to number 9, Texas A&M. I think it might be the year of the Aggie, but not in this
Texas.
one. I got Auburn.
Wow.
What? No,
Wow.
Texas A&M. Texas A&M.
Yeah, A&M, I think. I say
Yeah.
A&M.
A&M.
There's a couple quarterbacks that have reminded me over the years of Lamar Jackson. One of which Kevin Jennings over at SMU, is very similar. But I think Marcel Reed, the quarterback at Texas A&M, is very similar in the traits of Lamar Jackson, where he's able to just kind of slink around the field, is able to run north, south, east, west, juke people out, but also has a big arm. So I got to take Texas A&M, Marcel Reed.
Okay.
Okay, nice. Number 11, Indiana traveling to Iowa. Indiana, 7.5 point favorite. I think Indiana keeps it going, man. Iowa has been impressive this year, but
Yep.
Indiana's offense too much to handle for the
Big
Hawks.
upset. Iowa. Iowa takes them down. Iowa takes them down.
I really don't know who to pick. I really don't
Cornhole them
because
down.
Iowa is always a good team. They're always very strong. They're always well coached, but I don't know. I probably have to go with Indiana.
Yeah, I'll say Indiana too. I don't know if they'll score as many points as they did against Illinois. I think that might have been a bit of a fluke, but I think they'll
Yeah.
take this game.
Yeah, certainly an interesting one. High powered defense, high powered offense. Tennessee, number 15 in the country, traveling to undefeated 4-0 Mississippi State. This is one of the 4 playoff teams from last year that Mississippi State gets at home. They get 4 playoff teams from last year at home. Mississippi State does. I'm still taking Tennessee. They are. I think that they're the team who's going to come out on top of this one.
Mississippi State. Not so fast,
Wow.
Brian. Mississippi State.
Bulldogs. I got to go with the Vols. I was born in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got to go with Rocky Top.
Yeah,
Okay.
I,
John's going
I,
there
I'm
too.
probably guessing on this one out of a lack of knowledge, probably, but I'll go with the Vols.
Okay. All right. This is another interesting one.
Love the
Battle of the
honesty.
Unbeatens. Arizona Wildcats traveling to number 14, Iowa State. Noah Fajita, he is still the quarterback for the Wildcats. And people forgot about that last year when Arizona went down. I think they take this one. Noah Fajita wins this
Wow.
for Arizona.
Not against that John Heacock defense, Brian.
John.
Iowa State.
Yeah, I
Iowa
got to go
State.
with Iowa State too. I want Iowa State to climb in the rankings and get to like top 10 and then just get absolutely slaughtered by TCU in that game.
Yeah.
That'd be great for
Yeah.
TCU. I'll go with Iowa State.
Okay. Number 6, Oregon traveling to number 3, Penn State. I think James Franklin gets it done. I think this is his team. I think this is his best squad. I think defense
Yep.
gets to Dante Moore. I think it'll be a challenge, but like you said, Jacob, by a field goal, Penn State.
I agree. Penn State. Penn State,
Yeah.
Brian.
You know my pick, Penn State.
How do you guys? I want Penn State to win, but I think Oregon is going to win.
Wow. All right.
Whoa, okay.
Okay.
On an island.
That's going against the grain. I like it.
This one's great. A
Okay.
rematch of the 2017 national championship. Number 17, Alabama versus number 5, Georgia. I got Alabama taking this one on the road.
Mm.
I'll take Alabama too, Brian. I'm gonna take Alabama. I don't like Georgia this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Georgia. I think I don't know. They always find ways to get it done. I mean, even against Tennessee, like Tennessee could have made the field goal and won. Easy field goal. Could have made it. They didn't. And I think Georgia's just got that magic touch this year where they're just able to win their games when they need to, and I think they'll find a way against Alabama.
Georgia. I'll go with Georgia.
Okay. All right, 2 more to go. This one, UMass 0-3, worst team in the FBS, traveling to number 20 Missouri. I think we're probably all taking Missouri.
Yeah, we'll take Missouri. Yeah.
Missouri. Let's go.
Missouri's a 43.5-point favorite. So are you taking them to cover?
Yeah.
No, because they're resting. They're resting for next week.
Missouri's going to win by like 50. It's going to be like 56-14.
They're going to win by about 28, 30 points, Brian. They're resting. They're resting for next week. They got a tough season ahead of them.
What is the mascot for UMass?
Jacob.
Ooh.
Is the Minutemen?
Yeah, you're right.
Is it the Minutemen?
Yeah, the Minutemen.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Good job, Rick. I'm 0 for 1.
What do you guys think? Taking them to cover?
Yeah.
No. Nope.
Yes.
Nope. Over the over. Nope. I mean, cover. No. They won't.
John, what do you think?
Missouri's
3.5? Is that too much?
Missouri's undefeated. Right? They got a lot of games. Trust me. They're going to be playing a lot of subs. They're only going to win by 25, 28 points.
Yeah.
Take me back.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Final one. Number 25, BYU traveling to Colorado. I'm going to take the Cougars in this one.
Yeah.
What's the line on that, right?
Yeah.
6.5
BYU.
Traveling to Colorado.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick an upset here. I'm going to pick Colorado here.
Wow. Prime time.
Okay. He thinks the week before he comes in to watch them play TCU that they're going to get a win under their belt.
Okay,
what's Colorado's record right now?
2-2.
Okay. Yeah, they're going to be BYU. It's going to be an upset.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Well, wow. We had a jam-packed show. Father, son.
Great episode. Dadcast.
Rick,
we
John.
can make that our jingle.
Yes.
Dadcast.
Rick, John, thank you guys so much for joining us today. Man, what a jam-packed show. We'll get those records out. We'll see who comes out on top after the weekend. But for Jacob Vanderford.
Will you report those next week?
I will. I'll put it in
Okay. Okay.
I got you. Yeah.
Okay.
Fantastic job by everybody. For Jacob, for John, for Rick, I'm Bryan. This is College Football Tradition. Have a great one.
Okay.